What's up, everybody? We're back with a live edition of the Ad Podcast, and we're here with German Dziebel, who is a new agency within the Havas network. Is that what I saw on?
No, not yet.
Okay, got it. What's the association with Havas?
So I'm a senior vice president at Havas.
Oh, got it. Okay, very cool.
And I'm partner at Briolink, which is an AI company.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you kind of straddle two roles.
Then, straddle two roles. One is more of the contemporary bread and butter of advertising, and the other one is the next big thing that's coming out.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, let's start with that then. Tell us about what you're doing at the new company.
So we manufacture AI products.
Okay.
So we are based in Silicon Valley majorly. And we are trying, to develop solutions for clients based on AI and trying to achieve, 100% all AI solutions.
Wow. So, okay. So you're like a AI dev shop almost?
Like
way to think about it?
Yeah, like a dev shop. Yeah.
Yep.
So that we want to go beyond, the foundational models and work, with clients with their own data, so that we can educate our bots, on the intrinsics of what the business or the category broadly is. So we don't only rely, on what the bots, have been trained, by the big guys. To create, the use cases, because fundamentally, where the AI industry is right now is that tons of revenue, tons of investment has been made into AIs, but the actual applications and the ROI on AI products is not clear yet.
Interesting.
Yes, and it's so rapidly developing that it's very hard to track the performance and the value and the efficacy of different AI solutions in different categories, because we really don't know yet, because tomorrow is going to be better. You already measure something that is today, but tomorrow everything is already different.
Yeah, the speed of it's jumping every 12, 24 months, right?
Right. So developing it is great, but actually applying it and bringing it into the day-to-day of companies and customers ultimately, those are two different things that are at odds right now. So we're trying to bridge that gap and make sure, that AI gets adopted, even adopted by categories and clients, such as pharma clients, pharmaceutical clients, that are inherently averse to using AI because it's risky and it's not well regulated. Yeah,
I feel like finance, pharmaceuticals, any regulated industry is always last in, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. But some of the results, absolutely top of the line. So there is nothing to be worried about, but there is still inherent fear. The same, I would say, exists in law enforcement area or in legal area in general. But even there, AI is showing some great results. So we're trying, to bring AI, into the use cases to prove its worth and prove its reliability. And I think, that we have a big mission, but at the same time, there is a lot of day-to-day kind of grind to actually get those use cases out, so that people know and trust, yes, AI can actually solve problems, bring revenue to my company, and actually make people's life better.
Interesting. Are you guys drinking your own Kool-Aid and leveraging some of these AI coding bots that, I'm hearing from people that you can do proof of concepts for projects in under 24 hours now for website ideas and startups and things like that.
You absolutely totally can.
It's wild.
Yes, and we do use it, and we already see bots talking to each other and coding for each other.
Wow.
Which is an amazing thing. You can see side by side, how they interact with each other and exchange credential information to get into each other's accounts. So and then one is coding for the other one. So these are absolutely two humans talking. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is totally wild. So we do that's why we do hope, that we'll be able to develop almost 100% no human interference, no human intervention type of AI products. But we need to, again, use AI in order to test even those products that we put together. So we have a news engine that we created. So for any category, we can customize a news engine to serve up news to people in different categories that will be entirely AI generated and rewritten. But in order for us, to check the accuracy, we actually scrape in Wikipedia in order to provide that accuracy.
Using that for a third-party validation source.
Right. Yep. Yes. So
and is that an open source, or is that you go to Wikipedia and create a data relationship, or how does that work?
It's still open source.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Got
still
it.
open source,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the idea is, so you create a product and you also test that product using different data, but it's all AI driven.
Mm-hmm.
So because otherwise you do have to put humans, to check and cross-check whatever AI is generating during the news rewriting, and that obviously kind of makes it a little bit less interesting because you still engage a lot of human labor. So what if we try and create at least models, that are almost 100% AI driven? You're still going to have human oversight, but it's still
last mile is human QA essentially.
Q&A
Okay.
and like just general maintenance and improvement and optimization. There's still a lot of work to do on that front. But just to make sure that the bulk of what AI generates gets cross-checked by AI, but using different data, I think that's should work.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears to Possible a little bit. Have first show. How are you? A veteran?
It's my first time.
Okay, nice.
Possible, yes.
Yep.
So I'm very excited to be here. Obviously, my eyes are all peeled on AI
Yep.
and everything that's happening and where AI is moving and trying to test the pulse of different executives, from Google and from Adobe, how they are adopting AI, where they're pushing it. So what's going on with the big guys? Just trying to test the emotions around AI, with people I encounter, because we also should not forget that AI, we cannot rest on the laurels with AI.
Yeah.
AI is moving so fast. We think, that now by using ChatGPT, we are AI conscious. We're not. we are AI totally unconscious. Because within 1 or 2 years, there will be another big exponential outburst in AI, and everything will get outdated.
Wow.
So we're not going to have the LLMs, running the show anymore because they're so imperfect, as people are realizing. So everybody has to exist in a mode of forward-looking.
Yeah.
What's the next thing out there?
What would you say are some of the big problems? You mentioned some of these LLMs are not 100% accurate. What are some of the big problems that you're seeing?
Well, they are just still very blunt tools to describe reality.
Yeah.
Because they're all ultimately generated from massive amounts of data, and that data is decontextualized very frequently.
Yep.
And just like, again, we're trying to work with individual clients who can bring their own unique custom data to train.
It's like anything, the quality of the input is
Yes.
the predictor of the output.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So we need a much more sophisticated system to capture the information and classify it, so that the AI is thinking off of a better input in the first place.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think would be within a company? What would be an interesting data source that you guys are ripe to get your hands on that you think would be a revolutionary data source to train a new model on? Have you guys is there like an ideal client that you guys are out there looking for because you just see so much potential?
It's anything that's proprietary, and when it's proprietary, you train the models, but you ultimately anonymize the data. So because you cannot throw proprietary data out there.
Yeah.
So anything financial information, social media interactions, a lot of them are proprietary. They're great, for training models in certain areas. We believe the volume is the problem, because sometimes you don't get enough volume, so the bots are not going to train the bots, so they start hallucinating in the absence of information. So, but any proprietary data is what is ultimately going to make the future of AI a little bit more useful to people.
Interesting. Does your work in AI dovetail at all to your work at Havas?
It does,
Okay.
yeah, it does, obviously. I mean, so at Havas, there are a lot of clients, that are very hardcore pharma clients, for instance.
Yep.
Bring a new AI awareness to them and make them adopt AI tools is a struggle, but it is something that, again, needs to be done. So there needs to be ways in which clients, from all highly regulated industries still adopt AI. And for many of them, it's really keeping track of AI news that's out there is very comforting to help them orient themselves in that world. Because again, like here, I hear a lot of people, are afraid they're not understanding where AI is going. because everything is changing so fast. To make sure, that a little bit more conservative clients actually know what's going on in the world of AI, even without applying it, it's a really good thing because it stabilizes their perspective on where the future of the technology is going to be. Are they going to be left behind, or they are pretty much kind of up to date?
Yeah.
So even that goal, is hugely important for financial services clients, for legal clients, for pharmaceutical clients.
What do you think is going to be the most interesting use case for pharma as they open up? Is it going to be clinical trial? Is it going to be, clinical trial seems like the logical starting point, but are there other areas that you think would be exciting for healthcare?
Well, most recent research actually shows, that the appropriateness of AI recommendations for a series of conditions is really high. So it's like 75%.
Yeah.
So 25% is inappropriate, 75% is appropriate. This is very high. And it's at the current state of AI existence.
Yeah.
A year is going to be only better. It's not going to go worse. Because unlike humans, AI is actually improved.
Yeah, and so many times, you hear about patients that go in and talk to doctors and they can't figure out what's going on.
Right.
They get misdiagnosed. They go 3 or 4 different times, and then they finally find out what's happening with them. And then now being able to not only with AI being able to analyze things like past case history and family dynamics and blood work. It seems like there's a lot more that AI could be doing in that space.
And even diagnosis, and recommendations, advice. So that's where the appropriateness actually is stunning compared to Dr. Google of the past, the previous generation.
Yeah, I remember people get scared from WebMD. Everybody talks about the WebMD rabbit hole, right? Like I traveled to the Dominican Republic, came home, and I was having a pain in my stomach and my lower back.
Yeah.
Go on WebMD. Oh, I for sure have pancreatic cancer.
Yes, exactly.
Then I go into my chiropractor. He's like, weren't you just traveling internationally? I think you have a parasite. And I ended up having a parasite, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean, my colleagues over at Silicon Valley and myself were running a podcast. It's called The Constant, Swimming in the Deep Blue of Technology, Business, and Culture. So we just were discussing a new study that actually showed, that level of appropriateness and medical advice coming from AI, which is kind of fundamentally interesting, and it's only going to go better. So for certain conditions, we're not talking about oncology, but we're talking about, say, joint pain, or cold and flu. AIs can be as helpful as another doctor, as evaluated by doctors. So even in those areas, where, to your point, where pharmaceutical will feel, the impact of AI, they're going to feel it, from the doctors on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I think that was a good place to stop. This has been informative. Where can people find out more about you, connect with you, or learn more about what you're working on?
Please, visit Briolink.com. I can be found at German at Briolink.com. Please visit the podcast, the Constant podcast. Please shoot us a note, and we'll be happy to collaborate and exchange ideas.
Cool. We'll link in the show notes.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.